if you want to make more money, if you want to get wealthy, here's the secret that nobody really talks about. And depending on where you are on your journey right now, this might hit you hard. I don't mean it to be judgmental by any means, but in my experience, there is a direct correlation between your health and your wealth, between how fit you are and how rich you are. That's not always the case. There's always exceptions. There are plenty of unhealthy people who are making loads of money. They sacrifice their health on the altar of making money. But if you want to be wealthy, and I don't just define wealth as making more money, but I mean it in the holistic sense of, when we talk about being a whole life billionaire, where you have your health wealth, your mindset wealth, your relational health, you have your financial wealth, all of those kind of play into the same factor here. But there is this undeniable correlation between how fit you get, how ripped and shredded you are, and how much money you're making. I promise you, if you get your health figured out, if you get into the gym consistently, if you start eating right, if you start sleeping, taking care of your body, you will make more money. And there's 3 reasons for that. So let's dive in. Number 1, the first is that people judge a book by its cover. And your body is the bank account everybody can see. We know if you've made deposits or if you haven't. If you're not taking care of yourself and you're a little bit overweight, you're lethargic, you don't have the energy, people can see that. And for better or worse, you might be just as competent as the other person who does have energy, who does, has their health all figured out. Like, you might be just as competent, but for the customer, for the vendor, for the partner, they're going to make a snap judgment. And your body is the cover that they're going to judge you by. The other side of this is when we look at somebody who's healthy, you immediately go, oh, that person has discipline. They have the ability to commit to a course of action and to get results, something that isn't just instantaneous. You can't just work out for an hour 1 day a week and then expect to have these marvelous results, right? So when you see somebody who's in incredible shape, you go, that person has discipline. That person has willpower. That person has the ability to consistently show up and do the work. And those are characteristics that we like to be around. If we want to do work with somebody, those are pretty good characteristics to look for, right? Now, that's not to say that's always the case. There are surely exceptions. But for the most part, your body is not something that you can just lie about. Now, like with Ozempic and like those, glutathione inhibitors, now people are able to lose a lot of weight and get skinny without actually doing any of the work. So maybe this is becoming less of a status signal. Like in the future, being fit might not actually matter. Everybody's just going to be, skinny. But at this current moment in time, seeing somebody with muscles versus flab sends a different message, for better or worse. And I'm not judging. There's no judgment here. If you're not where you want to be on your physical health journey, just know that people are making a subconscious judgment, for better or for worse. The second reason is that when you get healthy, when you start getting into the gym, when you start, getting your intake of food figured out and you start eating for fuel, not just for fun, you start to have more energy. You can wake up earlier. You can focus more intensely. You can go for longer periods of time. And the person who is able to show up and do the work more intensely for longer is almost guaranteed to get better results. Hence, you are going to make more money. So if you find yourself having a hard time getting out of bed, if you find yourself low energy throughout the day, if you find yourself not being able to stay mentally locked in and focused, it could be because you don't have your health figured out yet. You haven't locked it down. And that right there, honestly, of all the reasons I could give you for why being fitter makes you richer, is probably the most powerful, because it's something that's going to serve you even if you don't make money. Because the first one, like, people will judge you, right? But who cares what other people think at the end of the day? If you have more energy though, fuck, that's the game. That's everything, right? Your life is nothing more than the sum result of the quantity and quality of the energy you expend. That's it. No energy, you have no life. Like, the days that you wake up and you're like, I stayed out too late drinking, I feel like shit today. Like, you might as well just not even be alive on those days. And honestly, like, there's days when you're hungover, you probably think that. You go, I wish I was dead, right? Who's never said that? It happens, right? So imagine the flip side of that though. If you wake up with abundant, high quality energy, how much better does life get? It's pretty damn good. So that's reason number 2 why being fitter will make you richer, why your health impacts your wealth. Number 3, when you take care of yourself, when you show up, you do the hard work, and you craft a body that you like to look at in the mirror, it gives you confidence. It gives you something to admire. And honestly, there is nothing more valuable than to look in the mirror and love the person you see. Now, I'm not saying like you look in the mirror and you see, oh, that six-pack abs, that's why I love him. It's loving what you see in the mirror and the person knowing, oh, that person had to work for that. I'm that person. I went in, I showed up, I did the work, I did the hard thing, and I did it for a long enough period of time to get the results. That gives you the confidence to then go tackle the other things that are difficult in life. And that's why I think if your life is not where you want it to be right now, when I talk to like young 20-year-olds whose lives are all fucked up and they don't know what to do, I'm like, the first thing is just figure out your health. Get into the gym, start taking care of your nutrition, start taking care of your sleep. Do those three things because your body is the gateway drug that makes everything else easier. It's the domino. If you knock that one thing over, not only do you start to, build abundant energy, but you start to cast these daily votes in your mind for the type of person that you'd like to become. And at the end of the day, that's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly powerful to be able to look in the mirror and see the physical manifestation of that bank account of like, I did the work. And when you do that, then you show up to other activities in life, the hard tasks of making a sale or dealing with customers or dealing with partners, right? All those other things become so much easier. You have the confidence to go do them because you know you're the person that can do hard things, because you're the person who has been showing up and in this capacity of your life has been doing a hard thing. It's a gateway drug. I'm telling you, everything flows so much easier and more abundantly when you get your health figured out. And so those are 3 reasons why getting fitter will make you richer. Now, the truth is, most people are not where they want to be when it comes to their physical health. Like, they don't love what they see in the mirror. They go into the gym. There's all sorts of reasons for this. But in my experience, the number one reason is environment. Environment of the people that you hang out with. They drink, they party, they eat poorly, they don't work out themselves, and then that becomes your reality. The environment of not actually having access to physical equipment, right? Like not going to the gym, not having outdoor accessibility, right? Changing your environment is the quickest and easiest way to start transforming your physical health. And so if you are not currently where you want to be on your physical journey, go join a gym. Go join some group fitness classes. Start hanging out with people who make fitness a part of their daily routine. Start partying with them and eating the celery sticks and doing the fun things that they do, which is rather than sitting around and, just eating and talking, they go do something physical, like play dodgeball. I don't know what people do, but hang out with people who value and put a priority on their physical health, and it will start to permeate into your worldview. And that is the quickest way, the quickest, easiest way of getting your physical health figured out. Surround yourself, change your environment with people who have already prioritized it. And more than anything else, I don't care about how much money you make at the end of the day. And I don't think that you will either when you're on your deathbed, but you will care when you are on your deathbed, how those last few years have been, right? You're going to be like, either my 80s were decrepit or my 60s, I was decrepit. The last 30 years, I haven't been able to do anything, right? That's the worst case scenario, and I don't want that for you. So good health starts now. It's not just about living long, it's about living well. So take care of yourself as though you were somebody that you loved, that you were responsible for taking care of. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.